get married. Seriously. Oh, we had some kids going to the moon, you know, I mean, we had lots of different kinds of problems. This comes off the, here's the standard. Students write about important personal experiences. This is a different part of the curriculum than literary writing. No fiction, no science fiction, no being a grown-up. It has to be, they have to be in real time, doing something that at least looks like it really happened to them. And remember that 7th graders have to do that extension piece. That's the reflection, you know, talking about the importance of the piece. But the worst extensions were the ones that came at the end of the piece. So in the last 2 lines, students would say, this experience was important to me because, after the story was over. That is not a good way to do it. What you want to do is weave it in to the story proper. Actually, the story itself can communicate the importance, but they got to put some kind of reflective moments into the story itself. But we don't want it to really be an add-on to the story. That's not really a very effective way to do it. I will say there were a lot of 4th graders who wrote really good pieces who actually did extensions, which I thought was great, but not required. You'll notice that the extension piece is not really part of the 4th grade rubric. All right, so let's talk a minute about expose. Okay, we know we have to thread through. We have to teach kids that an expository piece has to have a central or controlling idea. Now remember, we're using central idea in 4th grade, because that's in the standard, and we're using controlling idea at 7th grade. So central idea and controlling idea and thesis are all the same thing, but we just use different language as they go, and we use thesis in high school. And what you're really doing is you're providing the reader with an explicit statement about what your goal is, what you're actually explaining. A thesis, a controlling idea, cannot be a controlling idea if it's general. It has to be specific. And it really needs to come early in the paper because it really helps the kids focus the writing. A lot of kids try to put their thesis at the end. It doesn't really work very well, especially with little kids, with young writers. They lose track, unless they're very, very good, they lose control of what they're talking about. And so you have these things that if it comes too late in the paper, if the controlling idea comes too late, you have these pieces of the paper where the kids are like, they need to be, you know, everything needs to be related to this controlling idea. But you've got these jags, these ideas that are kind of related, but don't really develop the controlling idea. And so kids can kind of wander off and wander back in. And it causes focus problems. And it actually causes coherent problems too, because sometimes they forget what they're writing about. I mean, they remember what they're writing about, but they don't have a thesis. They've got to like anchor to the controlling idea. You got to anchor the piece. And everything you said has to be anchored to that piece. And remember that the controlling idea, the central idea, is the lens through which the student is viewing the topic. That's a really good way to kind of teach it. It's like your view. We are asking you to explain what you think about something.